What's up everyone, how's it going? It's your boy Isaiah and we back with another mother effing video. And for today's video guys, we're gonna be talking about, some things about digital marketing, some key things to know if you want to be a digital marketer. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I feel like everyone being online and having a presence, we're all doing digital marketing in some sense. But I guess if you want to work in the field and work within corporations, or hell, work for yourself, and if you're in high school and if you want to work in digital marketing, this could help you and to see if you want to acquire these skills. And if you're in college and you are about to go in the field, and what skills that companies are looking for when they're looking for someone who wants to work in the digital marketing field. So yeah, you know what I'm saying, this is the video for you. And within my few years of working in marketing, I think I know a little thing or two to help some people out. I think I've acquired some knowledge. Top one that I want to get out of the way is data analysis. And why I say this is because companies have all sorts of campaigns going on, and they're going to need someone to analyze the data and see the ROI for it, which is like return on investment. So let's say you are working for, a Nike company, and you're doing advertising for a sense of sneakers, a percentage off, and running campaigns. They would want somebody who was able to analyze the data and see what was the return on the investment for spending the amount of money on the campaign. And a lot of companies, let's face it, they may not have enough time for that, and that's where you come in as a digital marketer. You put it out there, you just study the data, you see the traffic, you see who's coming in, who's not coming in, you see the cost per click, you see the impressions, and how well the campaign is doing. And if the campaign isn't doing well, you then need to analyze the data and see why it's not analyzing well. Could it be the performance of, could it be the copy, could it be the picture, could it be the fact that the average cost per click isn't high enough for you to reach the market that you need to reach. So that's where you would come in, and let's just say, y'all, it's a lot of data, it's a lot of things you need to go back to and see why a campaign isn't doing within months in the past. Way to understand data is Google Analytics, and understand like Salesforce, things like that is what a lot of companies use. A lot of companies use a whole lot of different things when you get into the nitty gritty. So like Profit Sword, what I'm saying, but Google Analytics, if you understand Google Analytics, what I'm saying, you gonna have a top notch up there. And I think a lot of this can be done on your own. Like for instance, if you're an influencer, you quickly know that knowledge. So there's that aspect of it. But we're always posting photos, we're always posting what people will be able to see. So for instance, let's say you have a YouTube channel, or you want to start a YouTube channel just to learn about data analytics and a little bit of SEO and what videos will pick up within the YouTube search engine, which is basically Google itself. So you create that, and within a YouTube channel, you're able to see the videos that you upload. You're able to see where the traffic is coming from and analyze if your videos are performing well, and if they're not performing well. And depending on there's the insights, the impressions, the clicks that you get, and the actual views that you are getting from the video. And then within YouTube, you're able to see what keywords have been picked up and how your video is being searched. So all of this knowledge you can learn without even getting a job. You can learn it on the back end on your own time. And also you can do this on Instagram, because Instagram, if you have a Facebook, you have an Instagram, you can then create your Instagram account into a business page. With that, you're able to see what area people are watching your content, where are they liking it, what time of the day they're liking it, and when your viewers are most active online. And a lot of that information is what companies want a digital marketer to understand, so that way they can know that knowledge and then create campaigns, content, volume of visitors, so hopefully they click on an ad or they book something with them. There's that aspect. And also, and most importantly, you can do this on TikTok, because if you create a business TikTok, you're able to see if your content is being viewed on your page, on the FYP page, and if your viewers are watching it, and also the time of day and the time frame of when people are actually looking at your content, and in what areas and locations people are looking at your content. So a lot of this, like I said, can be done within your own time frame. So you don't need a job to learn it, but you can learn it on your own. And like I said, if you're somebody who works for yourself, it's basic knowledge that you can gain for yourself. It's essential for a digital marketer is learning SEO, which is search engine optimization. So this is when you're optimizing your content to then be pulled by Google. So for instance, again, let's say someone is looking for a particular sneaker. you will write something on your website regarding a particular sneaker or brand, Nike running sneakers. You would make sure you optimize the Nike running sneakers within your website, so that way if someone's going on Google and they're looking it up, Google is able to go through their system and analyze where an individual can find Nike sneakers, and your website should pop up. Especially, let's say you're not a Foot Locker, but let's say you're a brand that owns a sneaker store. So you would put sneaker store and they would say in my area. So let's say they're looking for a Nike running shoe, or some cool Air Jordans. They will search it, and or let's say like it's in your area, looking for sneakers in their area. So you being that single brand store, let's say you have a sneaker store, right? And someone's looking for sneakers in their area, looking for something that's like a Nike running sneaker, or something that is more, a little more high end, but they don't want to go to Nike. They don't want to go to Foot Locker. So then they would go on their Google, they would say like Nike stores near me, and hopefully like your store will pop up within that area. And when you're going in, you don't need like a huge handle on it, but a basic handle on it would benefit you. This on hand goes with, if you're running a campaign, you want to make sure you have some SEO writing, so that way the campaign works for your benefit and it reaches the customer. And you just need a basic understanding of it, so that way you can then optimize the content and help you get the job that you want. So as long as someone asks you what it is, then you're then able to go into the job, the interview, and have an overall understanding. Now, if you want to get in full depth of this, you can definitely get a full depth of this. I can do that as well, but a lot of information is out there. Next up is copywriting. When I tell you there's gonna be so much copywriting, like there's a lot sometimes, depending on what type of brand you're looking for. Although people aren't really reading a whole lot of copy, and it's becoming smaller and smaller, but it's still important when it comes to giving us like a brand voice and giving people an overall understanding of what it is the quickest way possible. And a lot of that comes with the rewrites, because a lot of the time you may start with a lot of writing, but then you just need something really quick and simple to get your audience attention. So you're having a percentage off, you're having half off on something, you want to make sure you're writing content along those lines where they're able to then see it. And again, the content that you're writing for your company that you're working for helps, again, with the Google search engine. A lot of the content you write benefits you because of the Google. Now, where that goes is basically like your metadata. So whatever you write for your website, your company's website, all that information goes to a metadata where you can find out your view page source, and you're able to see like where all the content is and where people are able to then find you. Videography. If you are a company, I'm sure by now everyone is getting a social media presence. Everyone's getting a social media presence. Everyone wants to be online. So there, where photography and videography comes in. So for this, I want to say you want to have like a basic knowledge of. You don't need a huge knowledge, because the type of company you work for, you may not be taking the photos at all. But you want to know what is good quality and what will stand out the best for the type of company that you work for. So let's say videography. A lot of companies, if they're a small company, they may not have videographers. So I think it's in your best interest to somewhat pick up on any type of editing skills and putting videos together to come out with a dope video. Sometimes it doesn't have to be like anything extravagant or anything cool. Sometimes it could be simple clips that like tells a story. Let's say, for instance, if you're talking about like a new hire, like people want to know about like how to edit that. So you'll be able to come in and bring those attributes to the company. And also photography as well. You don't need to take the photos, but you need to learn how to, if you know how to edit quickly, do like a flyer, things of that nature that will help the company. Because let's face it, a lot of the time, photos tell the story. So as long as there's a great photos for the company, you are then able to set that up and upload photos. So with this, a lot of companies you work for probably do yearly photos. Like they're probably always doing some type of photo shoot for whatever products they are selling. So you always want to make sure you're going to be updating photos. You're going to make sure you're editing photos, make sure you're corrections, and going out on photo shoots depending on, again, the type of company you work for. And depending on the company you work for, I think it's best that you probably establish a photo mapping of the photos and where they go. Let's say multiple photos. Let's say some photos align with like 10 other products, and you have like 4 to 5 pictures of these products. You will then want to make sure you create like a photo map with the name of the photo and then where the photo is going. And that way, well, you basically show that you have great organization skills and the fact that you know where all the photos belong to. And you always want to make sure you know about like resolutions, high resolutions, and make sure like whenever you're putting videos together or photos together that they look great, and creates a great social media presence, also online website presence. I think another thing is research. When I tell you guys, the online realm is changing. It's changing. There's different type of laws coming in, about all types of within social media, and the whole content strategy is always changing. What companies that you work for, what they're looking for is always changing. If you're a small business, things constantly change, so it's important to keep up to date with that, although it can be a little tiring and a lot at times. But you'll want to be able to make sure you're just looking at like, what is the current trend, what is the current market, how is the current market moving, what are people looking at, because a lot of digital marketing is, of course, psychological stuff, and what makes people click on something. And of course, it's always something that looks nice and what's viewed well. So again, when you're working for a company who's selling products, you want to know about that in your audience and how you can best situate your product and get the audience to then purchase whatever product you're selling. I also think it's important to be tech savvy. I think it's important to be persuasive. I think at certain times where the type of company you work for, there's a lot at stake. There's a lot of, ongoing conversations about stuff like what you should be doing. I think it's important to understand that, you are a voice of reason, so that way, you help make decisions, to help make decisions even better for people. So you always want to, keep that in mind, that, you always want to think of what the customer will want. Put yourself in the customer's shoes and think like, oh, okay, would I buy this if I saw this? And if you wouldn't, what is that reason? And handle the situation that way. And I always want to say, be open-minded, because I think in the digital marketing world, you're going to be pulled in various different places where every day it is not the same thing. Your day-to-day life is not going to be the same thing. What you did today and what you need to focus on, what was a priority, the next day they're going to shift it and be like, well, listen, today this is the priority and this is what you need to do. And you'd be like, oh, wait a minute, hold up now, this is a lot. All right, boom. Now, another thing is salaries. Okay, let's talk about salaries. I think, like I said, it really depends on the type of company you work for, because salaries definitely based on the organization that you work for. But I want to say the starting salary is like 40 and up. Like I said, if you're working for a small company or a big company, it really just all depends on what the title is and the experience. Sometimes when you first start out, you do start off with like 40,000 and you work your way up. And a lot of what I've seen is definitely beneficial. And hell, look at all the content creators out there. They're making some money. So, there's best foot forward. So, guys, so this is, these are some skills that I think every digital marketer should know. If you would like me to go in depth on some other things and you want to know more about, digital marketing, let me know, because, I'm on for the ride, help, I'm helping you help me, alright? Because there's some things that I wish I knew someone told me, or some things I had, figured out on the way, because, being on social media, you kind of get a lot of the things that are going on in the current trend. So, I've been online since I was a kid, so some of it's like second nature, some of it's like, oh yeah, I knew that, I just need a refresher. But if you want to know more, let me know, because we're all here trying to get to this money, trying to get in this world. So I'll see you in my next video. Alright, peace.
She miss me cause I put it down, damn babe, I can push you on a flight. That someone like me can change your life, oh baby. Everything you do is amazing. Ain't nobody watch you go crazy. I got what you need. Everybody think you shy, but I know you're a freak, little baby. Everything you do is amazing. Ain't nobody watch you go crazy. I got what you need. Everybody think you shy, but I know you're a freak, little baby. Yeah, get me lit. Hoes on my phone when I find out that I'm rich. And they switch when they see me choosing on you. Top down, got her doing donuts on cue, yeah, yeah. Pose with a flick. Damn it, busted, baby, what you throw it on a split. She don't need no hands or no pants, do your dance. Popping rubber bands, hit the dash, make it faster. Yeah, waiting by me phone just to take it down, down. Let me put it down, down, put it down, down. Watch me put it down, down, put it down, down. Trips to your crib in the middle of the night. I know that you miss me cause I put it down, damn babe, I can put you on a flight. That someone like me can change your life, oh baby. Everything you do is amazing. Ain't nobody watch you go crazy. I got what you need. Everybody think you shy, but I know you're a freak, little baby. Everything you do is amazing. Ain't nobody watch you go crazy. I got what you need. Everybody think you shy, but I know you're a freak.